Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It is Thursday, June 29th. My name is Peter Apple, and I'm here to deliver you some MLB winners. We had a fantastic day yesterday. We're going to get into the recap. Right now, we are sweating this Tigers versus Rangers under 9 D-backs. I thought I should sprinkle a half unit. Brandon Pfaadt looked really, really good in the minor leagues, but he did not transition that over into the major leagues. And the Diamondbacks are getting destroyed at the moment. I'm not fully counting it out because I do think that the Diamondbacks are going to hit Yonny Chirinos. But again, that one's looking horribly. It's 5-3, top of the 8th. We need 0 runs scored in the rest of the game just to potentially hold on. Like I said, this board was relatively tough. I didn't love most things. Fought looked good. Good call, Pete Krabs. Thank you. Calling me out from the bottom of the leaderboard. Appreciate you listening. Excited to see your plays today. I know you're on one of the plays with me, so it's probably going to be tough. Hey, but shout out Krabs. No, Brandon Pfaadt did not look good. He did not look good. It was always the over 10, as I think Krabs and Javon were saying. It's tough. What are you going to do, right? But let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Well, before we get into that, remember, this is brought to you by the Pikkit Sports App, right? All of our bets are tracked there. Download it's a free app. It makes you a better sports bettor. And then on top of it, you can see betting splits. You can see whatever you want. And then all of our picks are tracked on there. The link is in chat right now. I'm just worried about these Rangers, Tigers. Come on. Let's get out of here at least being 1-1 so we can just go into the night slate and have a good time. And then, of course, I got a prize picks entry, which we'll go over, which is in the later slate. And then all are on BetMGM. Promo code JustBaseball for both. $1,000 up to bonus bets in BetMGM. And then on prize picks, full deposit match. But let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Because let's hear it, people. I mean, come on. Come on now. Cincinnati versus Baltimore, over 9, cashed in the top of the second inning. Arizona versus Tampa Bay, under 9.5. It was 2-0 for basically the entire game until the Rays decided in the top of the 9th inning to score 3. Had us sweating slightly just because I did not want extra innings at all. Thankfully, came out a winner. And then our prize picks entry. Shout out the rain delay in Fenway. Braxton Garrett, get out of town, kid. Strikeouts were not there as I imagined, but other than that, Braxton Garrett I thought was excellent. Then we have Elly De La Cruz, legacy 9th inning. Fantastic outing from the young speedster, beating out infield hits. I thought that at bat against Felix Bautista was one of the coolest at bats of the season so far. I remember he swung and missed, foul tipped on a 102 mile an hour fastball. Looked like he wanted to take it 750 feet. Ended up just beating out an infield single, then stealing a base. Went way over. Perfect, clean sweep yesterday. Yeah, the Rangers bullpen. I mean, what are we doing here? We're all rested, and we're just not even throwing any of our good guys. I mean, it makes sense because they're losing, but we need an out here. We need a ground ball double play. We need something to preserve this lead. It's going to be tough. I like how the Tigers bullpen stacks up against the Rangers. I just need the Tigers to stop scoring, which just that sentence alone doesn't sound that difficult, but here we are, 5-3. We need an under, folks. We need this under. But let's, what's next up? Should we get into our picks? Yeah, might as well. Let's get into our picks. So our only pick for the night slate is we are looking at Chicago Cubs versus Philadelphia Phillies at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Excuse me. The pitching matchup is Taijuan Walker versus Kyle Hendricks. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen that the wind is really acting up in this one, right? At first, it looked like the over was the clear play, but the wind projection keeps shifting. I'm not sure exactly what it is right now. I think it's supposed to be windy, which is good for the team that we're eventually going to be on. But the switching back and forth, right? It opened at 9 on BetMGM, went up to 10, then back down to 9. It's just wind. When it's clear wind, the total will just keep rising until it gets to frickin' 15. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there. but I like a certain matchup, which is why I don't think the over is a bad play if we get confirmed wind is howling out. So what I do like is the Cubs matchup against Taijuan Walker. Now, Walker has been on an absolute tear lately, but command issues have always been kind of hidden underneath the hood. His walk rate is the highest it has ever been at 9.3%, and his hard hit rate is the highest since 2018. Now, but he's posted a 1.50 ERA in June, right? Great job. But it hasn't been exactly sterling competition. He threw twice against his former team in the Mets. I don't know how much stock you put into there. Once against the Dodgers, respect, but then against the Tigers and the A's, which are far below average. Now, the Cubs have the 5th highest walk rate this season against righties and are also in the top 5 in chase rate, which is the good kind. They don't chase outside the zone. Can we get a freaking Torkelson K, please? He's just fouling everything off. What they basically do is they make you throw it within the zone. Walker, what he's been excelling at is getting soft contact on batters chasing outside the zone, but the Cubs are not going to let you do that. And Walker has not been nearly as effective when he's inside the zone, right? So, but then on the other side, we have Kyle Hendricks. Truthfully, I don't know exactly what we're going to get. That's why these are all half-unit plays today, not my near confidence that I'm used to. But he's been so good so far, posting a 2.60. Well, Spencer Torkelson just homered. We are caked, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck. Rays are up 6-0. I got to ban myself from these morning games. So back to Kyle Hendricks. He's not quite Bryce Elder, but he's in that boat, right? His stuff is far below average, but his command is really pinpoint. So Hendricks can't keep the ball in the ground at that rate that Elder can. So he's not that good, but they're kind of cut from a similar cloth, right? And the Phillies look like a joke offensively against Bryce Elder. They just showed their lack of discipline against guys who are soft tossing, really good on command. And that's what Kyle Hendricks is. So I kind of think Bryce Elder and Kyle Hendricks are kind of built from the same breed. Now, the Phillies' top arms in the bullpen are much better than Chicago's, but they won't be well rested because Strahm and Alvarado were over 23 pitches, and both Kimbrel and Soto threw in the first game. The Cubs will have everybody ready to go, whether that be Mark Leiter Jr., Adbert Alzolay, Julian Mayweather, Anthony Kay. They even have Michael Fulmer, who's not ideal. But again, they have everybody of note fully rested and fully ready to go. So I would give the Cubs a slight bullpen advantage in this game. Now, it's June, and the Phillies' bats might be so hot that the matchup doesn't really matter. That's why it's kind of a half-unit play. But the Phillies have won both of these games by 3 or more runs, and Walker has just been awesome. So I just think the Phillies are a little bit overvalued in the spot. Now, the model has this game much closer to a pick'em, but I think the Cubs should be slight favorites. And we're not seeing much line movement, but tickets are definitely on the Phillies. And the Cubs also know this stadium well. So if it is windy, if it's not, I like their home field advantage here. I like how they know how to pitch in weird, windy situations. I like that Hendricks is like the oldest pitcher alive. He knows what to do. Walker, I'm not so sure. Doesn't have that experience. Let's put a half unit on the Cubs. You know, half unit plays aren't going to kill us. We're obviously eating a bunch of birthday cake right now. We're drinking a bunch of dehydrated camel urine. When it comes to our, I gotta pretty soon I gotta cut out the morning afternoon plays. They just never go according to what you think. Do you guys know that total? I mean, this is not an excuse. I'm not making it. I'm just going to show how weird and wacky sometimes afternoon games are. The total in Detroit versus Texas, it opened at 10. It closed at 7.5. It's at 11 runs now. That's not that producer coach just said get fucked. Yeah, I mean get fucked. Like just who cares? Like get fucked. Yeah, baseball shit happens. Half unit plays. I mean, I like the Cubs, but I think I bounce back. I think I win on the Cubs. I like the Cubs. Let's get into the prize picks entry. Producer gone. Because I only got one more pick because I had 3 picks today, 2 in the morning, and the Diamondbacks are down 58-0. And Tigers, I should have bet the Tigers. I knew it was the Tigers, and I still didn't bet it. Whatever. Paul Goldschmidt, more than 7.5 fantasy. Let's talk about it. So Goldschmidt has only hit this number once in his last 5 games, which was last night. He has another great matchup against JP France, who is a clear reverse splits guy. Now, right-handed hitters have an 826 OPS against him compared to lefties at a 582. It's because he attacks righties and lefties completely differently. And the pitch mix that he throws to lefties are just way better, right? And overall, he's rocking a 4.39 expected ERA. So that mid-threes ERA is expected to come down. And I think it comes down to earth today because he's got a below-average strikeout rate and a below-average walk rate. Now, so what does JP France try and do to righties? He attacks them with fastballs, cutters, and sliders. Kind of his three worst pitches, except his fastball, I guess, is like fine. But Goldschmidt loves cutters and sliders and hasn't been any good against fastballs by run value, right? But France's fastball is around league average. So it's not going to take me off him. And we're used to Goldie being this juggernaut against soft-tossing lefties, but he's actually been better against right-handed pitching this season, posting a 918 OPS versus a 728 OPS against lefties. I think Goldschmidt just has a really, really good day at the plate. I think this Cardinals-Astros game is going to be fun. I think it's going to be relatively high scoring, and I think Goldschmidt's going to be a big, big part of that. Let's get to our second leg, which is Taijuan Walker less than 26.5 fantasy score. It's kind of based on my Cubs analysis. Like, I like the full game over in Cubs versus Phillies, kind of regardless of the weather, just because I think Taijuan Walker gets bombed, right? And if we look at how Walker has performed, at least lately, the fantasy score should be nowhere near 26.5. And maybe that's generally because of the wind. And if we're checking Ballpark Pal right now, it's saying the wind is there. So if there's any wind against a really patient Cubs team, yeah, Producer Cohen, you want to flash on Prize Picks, just show people the green gobs? Let's show people the lightsabers. So this is what Taijuan Walker has looked like recently, right? I mean, D-backs leadoff double. We ain't out of it yet. Come on, Peter. You should have known Torkelson would turn into Barry Bonds. CLV in shambles. Yeah, I mean, CLV. That moved 2.5 runs towards the under. What does this mean for Vegas? You know what it means? It means it was too sharp. It was too good of a pick to happen. It's so funny too, and that's why I threw a half unit on it. I wrote in the article this morning, and I was like, this is either soaring over or it's the sharpest under possible. And it soared over because it was always the Tigers bats. It was always the Tigers bats. They're so good. Yeah. Fuck me. All right. So Taijuan Walker has been a walking green goblin lately. Show us his strikeouts too. If you didn't get first 500 at the open two, it didn't hit. Yeah. I mean, screw me. Look at the strikeouts too. Everything is completely green, and it's not just a little bit green. Would you like Cubs team total? Don't mind that at all. Flash the Dawn. Don't mind that one bit. I think the Cubs do plenty. And by kind of taking the Cubs team total over, I just took Taijuan Walker under fantasy. Because if I think that if they're going to get it, I think it's going to be mostly off him. I think they could get it off the Phillies. That's why I took, obviously, the Cubs money line off the Phillies bullpen, excuse me. But yeah, I don't think Cubs team total is a bad play at all. I would rather get the plus money on the money line, but hey, you got to do you. Are the D-backs, are they a baseball team right now or no? Okay, first and second, 2 outs. Damn it. Corbin Carroll's up against Yonny Trinos. Please, Carroll, for the kids, send one into the freaking second deck. All right. Well, this is going horribly so far. Just need a Carroll 3-run nuke. We're back in it. We're back in it. If he just needs to hit a 3-run nuke. That's easier said than done. But as you guys can see, I just don't like Taijuan Walker's matchup at all. Do you guys remember? I think it went kind of viral. I know the bookie community was all over this. More people were too. It was the classic Taijuan Walker over walks. He's going up against the team with a top 5 walk rate, and they don't chase. I think the command's going to be all over the place. I don't like Taijuan Walker's matchup at all, so I'm taking his fantasy score under and pairing it with Goldschmidt over 7.5 fantasy on Prize Picks. Come on. Come on, Carol. Come on, Carol. Oh, yeah. Now might be a cool opportunity to talk about, I know it was asked last stream, my futures. So let's go over we'll go from top down. We'll go from World Series all the way to awards. World Series picks. Mariners. Do you think it's going to hit? Yes. 20 to 1. All right, that's probably a donation. Braves. That feels good. That feels good. But I also Braves to win the NL East. Braves to win the pennant. Corbin Carroll, can we be better? How does he have 3? I'm watching on the MLB app. How does he have 3? How is it 2-2 with 3 green dots? I know it's 2-2, but Carroll. All right, well, that game's over anyway. What a bad call. I mean, what are we doing here? Bad up. Yeah, I mean, day baseball is not something I should be doing. These games are just wonky and wacky. All right, so Braves all the way up the ladder, looking great. Guardians to win the division at plus money. I think it was plus 125. I mean, what are we scared of the Twins? They suck. I like that. I like my odds here. Guardians over wins. I think it was 86.5. 80. That doesn't look good. Mariners over wins. We need a big second half from the Mariners. Rays to win the division. Plus 350. We like that. Astros to win the division. Tigers are kind of. The Astros suck, sort of. D-backs over wins. Biggest one of the entire slate. Them. That was my biggest preseason bet. That's looking good. Corbin Carroll, plus 500 to win Rookie of the Year. He might win MVP. I like that. Yeah, it's a bad time to be pitching Corbin Carroll plus 500 to win Rookie of the Year. Francisco Lindor to win the MVP. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to hit. The more I think about it. Yeah, he could have 700 RBIs in the next 2 months. That one's probably not going to hit. But Corbin Carroll. I mean, you can't do it now, obviously, when I need you, but you've been doing it all season, so I'll take it. I think those are my only futures. And, of course, the Megalodon entry. Actually, it's not called the Megalodon. I just directly stole that from Trent. What did we call this? I forget what I called it. I called it something stupid. Let's see. Let's go to our open entry. So the community entry, this is one that we cooked up in the Twitter space. Daniel Bard, less than 27.5 saves. He has 0. Paul Goldschmidt, less than 29.5 home runs. Looks good. He only has 13. I kind of hope he hits one today, though. Ohtani, less than ERA, is looking good. Seager, more than 146.5 hits. Like, it's going to be close because he was hurt. Steven Kwan looks good on hits. And Luis Garcia is the DNP. So I think, I put 200 to win $5,000 on that one. I don't know what we're dealing with there. But my entry. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. more than 163.5 hits. The man is on pace. Eloy Jimenez, less than 29.5 home runs. Man is on pace. Clayton Kershaw, less than 165.5 strikeouts. Fuck. We got it. We got to send him somewhere. Yordan Alvarez, less than 37.5 home runs. I heard a lot of chirps. Marcus Semien, more than 153.5 hits. Love you. Shohei Ohtani, less than 3.15 ERA. Kyle Nelson is now in for the D-backs. I like Kyle Nelson. I mean, 6 runs is going to be hard to beat. Yeah, let's do some home runs, and then we'll bring on Ben. Right, because if you guys want game picks, make sure to go Ballpark Pal. But let's find some weird home run guys. Did Mickey Moniak hit a home run already? I feel like he did. Mickey Moniak did hit a home run. That was sharp. Tyro Estrada against Chris Bassett. No, but probably did. Who else is on there? Well, a couple Phillies, which is not ideal. But I think they just think a bunch of guys are going to guard. There's Morel right there, too. Did Sal Perez hit a home run? No, I think Bieber threw like a no-hitter. Zach Greinke gave up 11 hits today. 2 hard. It's just the most Greinke shit I've ever seen. Did Sal Perez do anything? Nope. 0 for 4. Who do I think could hit a home run? Tyro Estrada is definitely weird. Christopher Morel is a good one. Luke Raley already did hit a home run. Yeah. Damn it. McMahon. I think my home run pick would be, Tyro Estrada is looking awfully interesting. It would have been Moniak. McMahon up for 1.5 TBs on Prize Picks for a reason. Yeah, but he's also in Coors and he's like hitting fourth. I would hope he would be. So I don't think it's that weird. He should be up there. But again, I like Tyro Estrada. Invest in Tyro Estrada. Let's welcome on Ben. Let's welcome on Mr. Ben.
How we doing?
Ben, your Rockies got one hit by Clayton Kershaw, and I got absolutely demolished on an under.
Yeah, that will happen with the Rockies sometimes. But
are they a baseball team?
Technically, yes. Yeah, technically. I saw this random post that showed the names, like the official names of all the 30 MLB teams in the Rockies. It's like the Rockies Ball Club, LLC, baby. Thought it was pretty funny.
Just the Colorado organization.
Yeah, that team. No, in a few weeks, I think we're going to be selling a lot of guys. So it's just kind of a weird next.
Yeah, but knowing the Rockies, they'll probably buy. And
I know they'll be like I'm hopeful though. I know this is just one move, but Moustakas, I hope that they're like, hey, this is a good sign. They're going to start to move some of these players, right?
Better question, instead of who do they move, who do they keep? Who's an untouchable?
I guess McMahon is the only really untouchable older guy, other than the young guys, of course.
You trade him in a second if you could get a good
prospect. Oh yeah. I'm just saying, I guess untouchable more as I would want to hold on to him, but depends what we could get for him. But I think Grishik, Suter, Crone, if he starts to show up a little bit. I think Blackmon, I would love to see Blackmon get traded and have a chance to be competitive. Imagine if Blackmon went to the Orioles.
He's never getting traded. People are going to look at his home road splits and be like, he's a DH too.
Yeah.
And the Rockies won't get a good enough price for him. And Blackmon doesn't want to leave. He just wants to hunt and fish.
100%. He's chilling. He's doing his thing. Speaking of your what did you call it again? Your six-legger?
I kind of forget what it's called. It was some sort of fish.
Yeah. I think I was the one who gave you the Bard, which is hilarious because...
Krabs did. Krabs did for sure.
I think Krabs got it from me.
He probably stole it. Typical Krabs.
But we all did it together, so it was
it was a community effort.
The funny thing about that, though, is obviously unfortunate what happened with the whole anxiety thing, but he literally has 0 saves.
I know, 0. And he has a 1.40 ERA and a 5.87 expected.
Yeah.
He has 8 strikeouts per 9, 7 walks per 9, but he's just not letting up any hits.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, let's get into the picks though.
Let's talk about it. So this one is weird, man, because the market moved big time against me. Ooh. This is now I think minus 11.5, and it's minus 105, I think.
With that said, though, so first game I bet over 12.
Mm-hmm.
Moved down to 11. It lost 5-0. Yesterday's total didn't move down. I think it opened at 12.5, and I think it closed at 12, juice towards the under, ended 9-6. Today's open at 12. They've moved down every game this series, and it went 1-1. So
yeah.
I don't know what that means. Now it's at 12 at minus 105. So again, 12 at So it's
I still lost I lost a lot of value, but my question to you though is I think you know more about Emmett Sheehan than me.
Yeah.
Do you think he's legit? Because that's kind of what this move is telling. Because we know Chase Anderson is going to give up 4 to 5 runs.
I think Colby was actually diving into Sheehan more, and he's going to talk about this play too. And Sheehan is good, no doubt.
Yeah.
He was a part of the Tulsa Drillers. Ask Arm about them. They are the best pitching staff in the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
It's this Dodgers AAA staff that is just eating people alive. And Sheehan was kind of the best of the bunch. and he was the most major league ready. He's like everything Phil Bickford wishes he could be. They look kind of similar. They throw from a similar arm angle. Sheehan is a good pitcher. I don't want to steal Colby's thunder, but in Sheehan's last start, he was allowing a lot of warning track flyouts.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
know
kind
how
of
that's
what
going to go at Coors, but he
that's
is
kind of
good.
what I got. Yeah. And I'm playing an angle that I played since I first started betting back in like 2016 on baseball, is the first appearance in Coors. And I didn't want to take the Dodgers run line. Well, I was very close to doing so, but something tells me that he could be liable to just have a really bad outing. And both things can be true. He could have a bad outing and he's still a good pitcher. It's tough to pitch in Coors. I'm hoping that the Dodgers can almost hit this themselves. I almost played their team total, but just with that factor into play with his first appearance at Coors, I like the 12 a lot. But again, the market went the other way. Really interesting, but this is like the one spot where I feel comfortable more than others if the market goes against me. Anything to do with Coors Field. So let's hope for the best here. 2 units.
I even said too, I was like, Coors is such a crazy thing that like I don't know how much stock you put into line move because like it either hits or it doesn't. Like it either flies or it's like a weirdly low scoring game.
Yeah, I mean anything with a total this high, like there's so much variance. Like who knows? I mean, Chase Anderson has looked really bad the last few starts. He could come out and pitch well, and I would be pissed, but it could happen. So I'm hoping that at least he gives up like 3 to 4. Dodgers, do their thing throughout the game, and then hopefully the Rockies can put up a few. So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, play number 2.
Yeah, I think this is a Prize Picks entry. Yeah, we got JP France. That was one that I was just kind of looking at lines, anticipating a move. That got bumped to 4.5.
There we go.
Sheehan, I mean, it's very correlated to what I said. It's tougher to strike out people in Coors because the ball doesn't move the same way. They're at the high elevation, so that one could be a little scary. Freddie Freeman, I think he hits a home run today. I'm going to be betting that. Freddie Freeman, a little bit due, but I think he hits a jack today. And then Hauser, I know it's low, man. Those 3K props, they're really weird because you never feel comfortable.
Never.
I mean, they have
every 2 strike count. You're just like,
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've bet some Greinke ones in the past, and it's like, yeah, great. And I think I lost like 2 or 3 of those.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Greinke's K line on Prize Picks today was 2.5. Did he land on 2? Please tell me he did.
If it's, I've never seen a 2 on Prize Picks.
He didn't even have a strikeout. He was at 2.5 Ks.
Yeah, yeah, and it's weird because like I've bet on him a few times and he's gone over, and I've been pissed.
Yeah.
So, wait, Royals win. He had 0.
Really?
Is that game already going on?
Royals win. Walk off. Who's it against? Was it against Class A? Yes,
That's
was.
funny. The Royals, man.
It was always Freddie Furman doubling on a line drive. What?
Yeah.
Day baseball is the worst, but it's also
it's
the best.
weird, man. It is a weird. Yeah, there's the 3. Also, they pitched Hauser in like a relief appearance too. Was that just like a one-off thing?
Yeah, he was. I think he was working his way back from injury.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah,
so a little bit of this is I'm hoping that maybe he's not on a full pitch count, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe he is.
I think his pitching outs are pretty damn low. If I'm
it's got to be like 15-ish.
I don't even know if they posted them on Prize Picks.
This is it for him.
Hauser, yeah, it just has the strikeout line.
Okay, yeah, so that could be a sneaky one where maybe he doesn't go deep. So I know 3 pushes, but yeah, we'll see. Also, producer Cone, can you flash that leaderboard, man? I gotta see where I'm at.
So our guy Brandon is on the road today. Your boy's in first. Shout out me.
You're still holding on a little bit.
I need it.
Javon had a good day. You had a good day too. I looked back and I was like, you had a good
the
day
whole
too.
stream had a good day. We were up as a stream. We were up almost 8 units as a stream yesterday.
Jeez.
Javon had a great day. I think Jake lost a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he went 0-1-1.
Ollie's back in the green.
Ollie had a good day. DeGen, I think, went 2-1. I think he just lost, or no. I think he had a rough day. He laid.
Tomas
went 0 for 4.
Oh, damn. Tomas was like in first for the first like 3 or 4 weeks of he was so hot.
Yeah, that's
It's
baseball,
baseball,
right?
man.
I mean,
I was the
I had
other
a
way.
horrific stretch. I had to take a
Yeah.
weekend off because I was like, do I even know ball? Wait, I do know ball.
Well, my cold streak started the first 2 weeks of the stream.
Yeah.
I
No,
was
you were
like,
down like 9. And remember, we
yeah,
said buy stock of Ben Carey. We said that.
and I was like, I'm just gonna continue to do what I do. It's got to at least get me close to 0 or even. So, yeah, it's still long. I mean, we're like halfway.
Yeah. No,
Isn't it
it's
crazy?
I thought I saw a pretty cool comparison. It's like we're in week 8 of the NFL.
Oh yeah. So yeah, barely, like maybe not even halfway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 17
crazy,
weeks.
man.
Week
Baseball's a
8.
long season, man.
Long season. Such a
Yeah.
grind. Ben, appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Yeah, we'll see you.
It was never Brandon Fott resurgence, Krebs.
Nobody's talking about my great day yesterday. You're talking about all the guys at the top. You're forgetting about the people,
The minor
out
leaguers.
there. Yeah, you're forgetting about the other people, the common man.
Talk about your day.
2-1. Well,
2-1.
Sure.
How
5
about-
days out should be good luck.
Yeah, that was there. Did you see them today?
I mean, they just blow it, didn't they?
Do you know they have Colby
blew.
tweeted this out? They have the 7th worst WRC plus. They have an 82 WRC plus after the 5th inning. I don't think I was asking our Padres guy, and he was like joking around with me, and he wouldn't give me an answer. I don't think they have a come from behind win this year. It's June 29th.
No clutch G.
0. No. Did you watch the game last night? Just curious.
Not really.
Did you catch any of it? When they go down, they give up.
Yeah,
they're dead. It reminds me of those Yankee days when it was like Travis Hafner, Vernon Wells, and like Kevin Youkilis. But they have Juan Soto, Tati. They just give up.
Dude, Corbin Carroll's hurt. You were just talking about your futures. He's hurt. He's out of the game.
What? What did he hurt?
I don't know what he hurt. I'm not a doctor. I'm just letting you know he's hurt. He's hurt. Yeah, dude. Nice jinx there. Good work, Pete.
I was asked the question.
You're talking about MVPs. You're talking about rookie of the years. Next thing you know, he's out for the year.
Just shut up. Get into your place. What do you like
just
today?
Like
you
Judge,
like the Cubs?
Man. He's about to be missing months.
You like the
Had to get a Judge strip in there. Come on.
Yeah, thank you.
Come on.
Lade Thomas.
Put the mic down.
Lade Thomas at pinstripes.
What are you doing with that mic?
Go ahead. I'm holding it. Get into your play.
Why are you holding the mic? All right, my plays. I got 2 plays. We'll keep it quick. All right. No need to flash the leaderboard. Cubs, I'm out. All right. Let's talk about this game. The wind is blowing out a little bit. Favorable conditions, hitting-wise at least. Taiwan Walker, a little wild. He's been okay recently. Honestly, he's been pretty nails overall of late, but wild pitcher. Cubs, very patient team. I think they take advantage of that a little bit. And I'll be shocked if the Phillies don't get to Kyle Hendricks, who's been a little bit too good. I know he's a ground ball pitcher, but I still think that Phillies offense keeps rolling and they get to him. So give me the Cubs to pull that one out late. But I do think we get runs on both sides. Give me the over as well, a little 2-piece, over 10 in this game. Like I said, good weather, good matchups against the starters. Bullpens are absolutely atrocious. And I see this game ending very high scoring, like a 10-9 type. Cubs pulled out late.
Yeah, it was the wind. I was my first bet. I was like ready to lock it in last night. And I'm like, because I saw 9.5 posted on another sports book, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait for BetMGM, and they posted a 9 instead of what was posted 9.5. I'm like, and then I refreshed Ballpark Pal. Wind did a complete opposite direction. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on with the total. Then got another prediction that it was flying out. Then another refresh. I was like, but now I think there's moderate wind flying out. But the only reason I'm bringing that up is I like the over. Don't even care about wind. Like, sure. I think the Cubs destroy Walker, and I think Hendricks pitches well-ish. Like, I think it's like one of those classic 5-6 innings, 3 runs kind of outings. And I
mean,
think
both
Walker
these guys
gives
have
up.
been nails. I thought this total was very high on paper with how good these guys have pitched recently. The wind is just a bonus, like you said.
Yeah. Bonus. Wrigley
I'm
wins.
with
You got anything else to chirp me about?
You got any prize pick squares you like today?
Yeah, I took Goldie over fantasy against
Okay.
JP France. You hate that.
No, I like runs in that game.
Is everyone racing to take Goldie fantasy today?
I haven't heard anybody say it today.
Yeah. I mean, I just, weirdly enough, Goldie's been way better against righties, and France has been shit against righties. If you like runs in the game, it's got to come from somebody.
Yeah.
And Goldie hit this yesterday in yesterday's game. 4 straight didn't hit it. I think he's getting hot. I think this is like one of those times where Goldie is just seeing the ball really well. Looked great yesterday. And then I also took Taiwan Walker less than his fantasy score.
Ooh, Walker fantasy fade.
You like that Ellie De La Cruz legacy ninth inning last night for the over?
Great cover. Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Great call.
He had 7 fantasy points before the first inning, and then
he just did nothing, and then he came through at the end.
That at bat against Felix Bautista was sick.
Yeah,
did you watch it?
Battle. Yeah, we're watching the end. Battle.
Unreal.
100%. I like Outman to that. Outman run. I like runs in that game. I mean, look, Chase Anderson, it was a fun story and all, him starting out absolutely on fire, but the guy's given up 100 home runs in his last 2 starts, even more runs. It's been an absolute home run derby when he pitches.
By your logic, masterclass today from Chase Anderson.
No, because he was pitching way too good early on in the season. He's going to keep progressing.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
He's a nobody. And I think the Dodgers put up probably 10 runs themselves today. I'm thinking about getting on that over as well, and I'm taking Outman to hit a nuke plus 425. Didn't give it out as a pick on here because I wanted to hit because I bet on it. So you guys know to fade all my plays on the stream as always.
Okay? Hey, but I'm on the Cubs. Don't fade the Cubs.
Well, if we're both on the Cubs and how we've been going recently, I don't know if you guys want to be on the Cubs.
Hey, I swept yesterday, and then now I'm reverse sweeping right now. I
told you you're going to be back. I said you'd be back.
Half your today.
But look, Outman hasn't hit it.
Board's kind of tough. Board
sucks today. Board sucks.
Really tough slate.
Yeah, I'm not pressed about today. But Outman, he hasn't hit a home run this entire month of June. He has 9 before the All-Star break. Pretty impressive, but hasn't won all month. And he has a better batting average against lefties this season, but way more power on the season against righties. 8 of his 9 home runs are against right-handed pitchers. I think he takes 1 yards, and I think his odds are weirdly short as well. He's plus 425. Freddie's only plus 400, so he's like right there around him. And he has the same odds as CJ Crone, which I thought are weird. I mean, Alman's got pop, but he hasn't hit a nuke all month.
Yeah.
Super weird that his odds are that short. So good matchup. A lot of runs in that game. I think we get an Outman home run.
And before Krabs leaves pretty soon, can you flash the he's got the over 10. He already talked about it. But so why 2.5 units on Cubs and why 3 units on the over? Just curious how you allocated it.
Yeah, I don't really know. I wanted to do three plays, but the first game started too early, so I cut down the ML because if I get 3 and 3 or 1 and 1, I want a chance to maybe profit if that over hits, which I do like a little bit more.
You like the over a little bit more?
I do like it a little bit more. So I went with that because I think that's going to hit. And then if the Cubs don't end up winning, if they blow it, their bullpen sucks, whatever, we still end up at least maybe a little bit positive or at least around even to that. All right.
Would like that. Like that a lot.
Yeah. Outman run chats on Prize Picks. I'll be taking that. He's scoring. All right.
Let's have a day.
Another day in the green. Let's run it back. All right. Let's hope the Cubs picks better than the fat call you had earlier. All right.
Mean but fair.
let's keep our guys who we have Prize Pick squares on. Let's keep their names out of our mouths because Corbin Carroll he might be out for the year. People are saying.
Stop.
No, I just made that up. I made it up.
Goodbye. Right. Thank you. Lilager. How about Logan Webb? Ground balls.
Ground balls.
I mean, what are we talking about here? It was always his under fantasy score. It was always. Did you have a game pick in that game too? You had a great day. Best day on stream, Lilager. Best day on stream, Lilager.
I've had the 2 best recorded days, also probably the 2 best worst days. So it's just baseball, brother, and I love it. But it's goddamn frustrating.
It's a tough sport.
Yeah.
New name, Wid Wager.
Oh yeah, I mean that's in the dark side of Twitter amongst the more professional bettors who move markets. This name's pretty popular, so I like to. That's how I'm known professionally. But for the gambling Twitter, for the peasants out there, I keep it to Lid Wager. They should know my more serious side.
I like that. And you're rocking. Yeah. All right, so you're our third person on.
Yeah.
Second person on the Cubs, and I'm also on the Cubs. We are screwed.
Yeah,
are we hot right now? Are we hot?
Yeah. I've won one day in a row. So Peter, if you're not telling me I'm hot, I don't know what else to tell you.
That's what I'm
but yeah, Peter, I don't feel like I'm overthinking it. It doesn't seem square, it doesn't seem sharp, but it's really good baseball play. It makes sense sharp wise also. I mean, Taijuan Walker's been a sub-2 ERA pitcher in the entire month of June, and he's a -115 favorite. He might open -120, getting lower, -115 now and -110 on BetMGM on some books at the moment. Against Kyle Hendricks, who's been decent. He's been a good pitcher, but also against a Cubs team who's lost 3 in a row. Phillies are on 3-game win streak, and they just beat him by 3, and they beat the previous in the first game of the series by 4. I like the movement there to the Cubs, obviously, but baseball reasons, Taijuan Walker throws a decent, maybe like 38% amount of his split finger, and the Cubs have absolutely demolished split finger fastballs against right-handed pitchers in the month of June. Taijuan Walker has been not great. He's been worse against right-handed hitters, and the Cubs lineup is just loaded with righties today. I don't think they're going to strike out, and against a patient team like the Cubs and Taijuan Walker, I think we start to see him, walk over walks is one of Trent's favorite things to bet on Prize Picks, is because it's a thing. He just loses control pretty often, and I think that it just seems like one of those days where he loses control. With that, my other obviously play that's correlated with this that I'll talk about is on Prize Picks. His fantasy score, Peter, have you looked at it today?
20. I already took his under fantasy score in my entry.
How do you not? I mean, if they're burning us, by all means, then fuck us. But how do you place him at 26.5 with a 4.5 out strikeout line? It's telling us that they don't expect him to go deep or pitch well at all.
Yeah,
and I'll ride with that.
Yeah,
with that, the lines don't matter fucking crowd, with the baseball reason and the split fingers and the patient Cubs lineup demolishing split fingers of late, it all lines up in my opinion. With a total of 10, obviously in Wrigley, people overvalue the wind. It does factor in, of course, but with a high ground ball pitcher, which is Kendricks and Taijuan, I don't really factor it in. But with that total of 10, I don't think any team that wins is going to win by 1. So when the Cubs win, I think they win by easily more than 1. They haven't used Merriweather, Alzolay, or Leiter in this series in the past 3 days. So they have their best bullpen arms available and ready to go as well. And I think they come down and shut it down easy.
I basically had the same pitch. What could go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 most handsome guys on stream think the same way. That's what a play.
I agree. Gino's in queue right now. He might have something to say about that, but I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, it's to each his own, right? I mean, Gino, he's getting a little older. He probably needs some glasses. So I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you that, Gino. But what's my next one, brother? I forgot.
We got a Prize Picks entry. We talked about Taijuan.
That's right.
Talk about Scherzer under K's. Interesting.
Yeah, so this one interests me. I mean, it's not a play that anybody really wants to take, especially because if you look on Fangraphs, Peter, is the Milwaukee Brewers on the road strike out a shit ton against right-handed pitchers. It's not a great matchup against Scherzer. But what I do find, and these are spots I like to dig deep into. After 2 consecutive games of going over 8 strikeouts, his 7.5 is just the under on BetMGM, which interests me against those percentages and those how everyone sees that on Fangraphs, as everyone's only taking his over against the Brewers. At the same time, again, these are spots I like to attack. He's coming off a short day's rest, and at 37 years old, Scherzer, I don't expect his cutter to have the movement it does against the right-handed pitchers, and I don't think he gets 8 strikeouts. He threw 107 pitches last start, and it made it pretty. I think it was high leverage situation essentially the whole game, so it was a close game. But the recovery from that, it doesn't get easier as you get older. So I like him to stay under 7 strikeouts, under 8 strikeouts. I don't know if he pitches poorly, but the over seems really easy if you look on the most basic websites and the most face level stats. The Brewers, everything points to the over. I'm going to zig when it's telling you to zag.
And he's hit it in 4 out of 5 games. I like this.
Exactly. And it seems really fucking easy, Peter. I don't think he pitches poorly, but exactly.
8 strikeouts is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. And it's if he's not getting that bite on that cutter against the right-handed batters, which the Brewers are full of righties, I don't see him getting an 8. I really don't. And I like this value. I love the Taiwan Walker under. I love that. And this was it's a bit of a stretch, obviously, but that's why we gamble, right?
That's why we gamble. I see a lot of people in the chat being like, too many people on the Cubs, too many people on the Cubs.
Yeah.
You know what the most played game yesterday was?
Most played game yesterday.
Reds, Orioles over 9.5. Didn't matter. Hit in the second inning. Like
2 terrible pitchers did.
Sometimes we're just this is how we bet. Like a lot of us are cut from a similar cloth. There's the matchup there. There's the contrarian angle where more tickets are certainly on the Phillies. Like on stream right now, we've had 3 people be on the Cubs. We only have a couple games to choose from in the night slate anyway. Right?
Yeah.
There's only what? How many games, folks? How many games are in the night slate? We have
5?
1, 2, 3,
6,
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that though, Peter, if you this stream may not be doing well on baseball betting, but it's all recorded, which I do definitely want to put out there on Pikkit. Everything is documented, so there's factual evidence of how that's going. Anyways, if you just ask a random person on the average $100 unit better, or some uninformed better, would you rather put money on the better performing pitcher of late with the team that's on a 3-game win streak, or the team playing kind of poorly on a 3-game losing streak?
Yeah.
So it's the Phillies. That points all to the Phillies. And just because,
no doubt, you look at any split, there's more money on there's more tickets on the Phillies. It's just
I mean, I do hear
right now. It could. Lose.
I do hear a decent amount of people.
We're not trying to say that like this is some lock. It's just when I hear a lot of people are on something, I've said it before as like jokingly, but to say I'm not going to bet it because a couple of people on stream have said it. If you like it, you like it, right? We probably want to play. So,
and that's that's a good point too. Is obviously again, this stream is some of the most informed, knowledgeable baseball bettors that I've been around in my tenure on Twitter. So I absolutely respect everyone's opinion here. So if that's the only area that I'm seeing people on the Cubs, I'm okay with it. If I'm seeing all of gambling Twitter all of a sudden likes the Cubs as dogs at home, it'll make me a little worried. But for the reasons that I found myself on the Cubs, the reason you found yourself on the Cubs, the reason Javon found himself on the Cubs, it makes fucking sense in my brain. And that doesn't scare me off of it.
Me neither. I'm riding. Good stuff, Matt. And we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Yeah, brother. Take it easy.
We got Gino from Bet Openly. Absolutely fired up right now. Bro. Gino, I love how you're fired up. You and I were on a lot of similar of these day games. I saw you dropped your card. We are drinking camel urine.
We're doing okay. My two unit hit. It was under 5.5 first 5. KC Cleveland. That thing was still hitting in the 10th.
Yeah.
So we were good there. I didn't even check. Did the Diamondbacks and Sox get their shit pushed in?
The Diamondbacks are currently losing 6-0.
So we'll write that one off.
We'll write that one off as a lot. Yeah. Well, you never know.
Let's give the whole slate. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I missed. Dude, I'm over in Sweden. Look how it's midnight here and look how light it is.
It's midnight over there?
Yeah, so it's the summer solstice. It basically gets dark from like midnight, not even really, like 1 to 3 a.m. And like it's like 9 p.m. or not even 8 p.m., 7 p.m. is their night. That's how north they are. We're up north, bro, and drinking really good beer and eating really good food.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, so tell me what I missed. So I'll just rip through it and tell me what I missed. So I gave out 2 units, the first 5 under 5.5. That was a nice
cash.
Banger. Diamondbacks plus 110. You said it's losing. That hurt. I got to literally go to like CBS and check after this. Boston Sox, where are they at?
Haven't started yet. So we'll talk about that on stream.
Cool. And then Chicago, Philly?
Not yet.
Cool.
Going later tonight.
Detroit, Texas?
Yeah, the game ended 8-5. I also lost on that one.
Ooh, that was under there. And then Kansas City, Royals.
Kansas City won in a walk-off.
And that was plus 127.
So you did fine. It was me who's eating.
Yeah, I was up 2.5 and I'm down 1. So I'm up 1.5 units.
Fuck yeah. Let's
Not
win some
bad.
more. Let's talk about Red Sox.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, long story short. So, dude, what I was going to say, and dude, Lid Lager, and he's throwing, why am I catching strays? I get it. I'm not getting younger every day. I understand. I expect it from the trolls, but guys, the plays are what matters, not my looks or my age. But I'm just kidding. Where the hell is this matchup? So the problem is because I'm so freaking east, it chops my days into 2. Like I'm looking at Friday right now to find the damn game.
No, it's Bayo versus Luzardo.
Bayo, yeah, I can't. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this, even though this only came in at 1 unit, this almost got up to 2 units from a value perspective. I'm just afraid of this Miami team. I've been on them. I've been picking them pretty well. They've made me a lot of money on unders. They've made a lot of money on first 5 +1.5 from their dogs. This has been a great team. And I'll tell you right now, this is one of my rare, I'm smarter than the sharps. So this dipped. This opened at Boston -120 and it dropped to 110 or 1. I think it dropped to 110. And that's when I swooped it. And it went back to 115, but it is still under the opening line. Public likes Boston a little bit more tickets, and the money is over on Miami. But I'm just telling you right now, everything I have is this is EV positive at high as -130. So
Wow.
I'm basically saying, hey, sharps, I get it. You have deeper pockets than me. I usually don't fade you. I respect you. But this is one instance where anything Red Sox up to -130, they have my money.
Fair enough.
And
also, the problem I was even looking at the Red Sox too today. My problem was they suck.
They aren't the best.
Like they're just on this stretch right now where they look anemic.
And
but again, it's baseball. Yeah. It's baseball, right? Anything can happen. So
I feel so bad because we were texting, and yesterday I gave out a 2 unit over 8.5 in St. Louis, Houston. I think that hit in the 3rd inning. And then I didn't have it, but like 5 minutes before game time, I took Marlins -1.5 at +139 when it hit the trick. And you and I were texting earlier, but it was just so last second that I didn't have anything to feed.
No, yeah, I didn't end up betting on the Red Sox. I just
Okay.
I was like, I can't back the Red Sox pitching, but I was like, I just don't like Braxton Garrett's matchup against the Red Sox. He pitched fine. He just didn't get his Ks. That's what I thought would be his big issue. But he pitched fine because the Red Sox look so bad offensively. And the rain delay helped me, and I hit that, which was good.
Oh, okay. I like it. What do we got next here?
We got, you're on that Cubs-Phillies over.
Yeah, a lot of people on it?
Just Crabs.
Just Crabs, okay. And you know what? It's time I heat up Crabs. He needs it. He's a good kid. And where the hell is it, dude? I'm having such a hard time looking at these.
We're looking at Hendricks versus Taiwan Walker.
Okay. Found it. Yeah, so dude, this is so weird how it's displaying. It's showing me as I'm seeing it, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, no, I'm seeing it now. My bad, brother. So Cubs open at -105. Public bet them slightly, move this to even. I would have leaned on the Cubs here, but I'm not going to fade the Sharps for the money twice in a day. And that's actually where I have Philly slightly here. Not heavy, but just some of the early money. I have no play on this game. The only play I have is the fact that this opened up at 9, immediately got bet up. I got it at 10, lost a little bit of value, but I got it at +104 right when it switched. And now I'm seeing the under 10 at -115, which means the public beat it down a little. But I'm seeing more tickets on the under. But I saw the line jump up, run right.
Where did you see sharp money on the Phillies? I'm seeing overwhelmingly amount of tickets on the Phillies, but not more money, actually less money.
Oh, so yeah, on Sports Insights, I'm showing, and I'll give you the exact numbers right here. And again, this is they all use different books, and this industry is arguably the most questionable industry in the world because the books aren't legally required to give us their information.
Yeah,
they do it, but I don't. It's very questionable. But I'm showing 55% of the tickets on Chicago Cubs, but 57% of the money on the Phillies. So not
funny.
Crazy.
I'm showing 65% of tickets on the Phillies, 62% of the money on the Phillies.
Oh, interesting. So then let's assume yours is correct.
Well, who knows?
This is natural.
It's just there's a bunch of different people.
Yeah, it's just natural mind move that it went from minus 115 to 120. They're not that exposed. They're 7% exposed, and they moved the line 5%. So really nothing to see here. Mine was the opposite in the sense that they're 7% exposed, and they went the opposite way, thus encouraging more public bets on the Cubs to flow in. So I'm interested to see how that one shakes out.
Yeah.
Your data or mine, to be honest, I'm still a no bet on this. Nothing. I'm just like trying to download those numbers in my head. Either one of those wouldn't have got me to bet this. I still stand by I hate that I didn't get 9. The Sharps beat me to this one. I got 10, a little bit square on that. But the fact that it got beat back down and now it's minus 115 on the under makes me like it. And I love my plus 104.
Yeah, it's a good number. It's a great number. Because it's like one of those Wrigley games where it's either soaring or it's like a weirdly low-scoring game. I don't even know if 9-10 is going to matter that much.
What, in your opinion, you know the sport wall to wall better than me. Are the Cubs the best team in the MLB with a losing record? Or is that too bold of a generic statement?
You could say like the Padres are, I guess, the best team in baseball with a losing record, but they're not performing like it, which is why they have a losing record. The Cubs are definitely up there. I mean, you could put the Cardinals in that boat. You could put the Mets. The Mets are under 500. Yeah, you could put the Mets in there. It's just a lot of the underperforming normal Giants.
Yeah,
that I guess would be.
Out of all the ones you said, again, I look at the game way differently, only from a betting perspective. I agree. I would dethrone the Cubs to the Mets from that perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched so many games where even if I'm earning money, I've watched the Cubs lose and I'm like, I was on the wrong side. I got my win there, but I was on the wrong side. Like I've watched them blow a bunch of games. So to me,
they have, because some of the bottom of their bullpen has been not good.
Yeah, where the Mets, a lot of their losses to me are just like, oh, I shouldn't have been on that. They're just losing the game. So that's interesting. I'll watch that one though. I'm going to try and I'll come back next week. I'm going to do more. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a deep dive and tried to feed the kids where I'm not around and said, hey guys, this team is going to have a lot of value. I think the Cubs are right there right now. I'm just telling everyone what I said about 3 weeks ago with the A's when I got lucky and they went on a 10-0, 9-0 streak after that. I do see a lot of value on these Cubs in the next couple of weeks. I'm watching them get under bet.
I think it starts today, right? They've lost 3 in a row. Phillies have won 3 in a row. Phillies have beaten the brakes off them in the last 2 games. I guess they might just sweep them, but I don't think they do.
And these are hot pitchers, right? Like Hendricks is a good pitcher for the Cubs to turn it around. Home dog, like, I just didn't see value on this game, but I do not think Philly is the right play in this game. If one of those gun to the head, if you made me bet this game, my money's going on the Cubs here, but I'm only betting the total.
For sure. And we got more plays, right?
Yeah,
no, that's it. No, I think that's it. Well,
is that it?
For the rest of the, because you got the Red Sox and then you got this one for the night slate, and that's your old card.
My bad, brother. You'll see me again on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm over here for 17 days.
What are you doing in Sweden just by chance?
Old people get married, my dude. I got 2 weddings. I was in Spain before this, so I had a wedding in Mallorca. Doing cool shit, having fun.
Glad you're enjoying it, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Great seeing you, brother.
Peace out.
Later.
All right, we got Colby, haircut but no shave, which is good for us. How are you, my friend?
Shave, dude. Gino's in Sweden. I'm Swedish, so that's pretty cool. I've never been to Sweden.
You got to go.
I do need to go. I wish Gino invited me, but sick invite, Gino. Thanks, man.
Let's get into play number 1. What are we on today?
We're on this Red Sox under. Red Sox, Marlins under. We got Brian Bayo on the mound, who I'm just so in love with this kid. And I know I'm a Red Sox fan, and I think that this is the type of pitcher where if regardless of him being on the Red Sox, I think I would fall in love with him because he is such a smart pitcher. And it's very fun to watch him because he gets strikeouts, but he's getting a ridiculous amount of ground balls, Pete. 57% ground ball rate right now. And he's kind of following that Framber Valdez approach to baseball where he can get hit hard, but it doesn't matter because everything's on the ground. And for that reason, he outperforms expected metrics really, really consistently. But I mean, dude, like his last his last 8 starts, he has a 2.4 ERA and a 3.35 FIP. Like, that'll play all day long. He goes against the Marlins, who have been fine. They put a lot of contact into play, but I think they're going to hit a lot of ground balls today. Gary Cooper's out of the lineup. And then on the other side, you have Jesus Luzardo, who has been kind of a mixed bag, but still very dominant. And this Red Sox offense has been tumbling lately, Pete. There's no Tristan Casas in the lineup today. Yoshida has a WRC plus below 90 over the last month. Yes, he's been out of the lineup for the last 4 days, so maybe he has some renewed energy, but that also might hurt him. He might be a little slow today. So I wanted to take the Red Sox today and be behind Brian Bayo, but Luzardo, I think, can carve this team, and both bullpens have been very solid. I think 9 runs is far too many today. So under, baby.
Do you like it at 8.5? It's now at 8.5. Good line movement for you.
Ooh, wow. I do like it at 8.5. I don't see any reason why it doesn't go under that. Here's another fun Jesus Luzardo stat for you, Pete. He's striking out 11 per 9 last 7 starts. He's walking less than 1.5 per 9. He has a 4.58 ERA, a 3.09 FIP. So, like, some just terrible bad luck for Mr. Luzardo as of late. At 8.5. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm hoping it goes under that to win.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Play number 2.
Yeah. Play number 2. We got Colorado and Los Dodgers going over, and this total is so high. Seeing this number at 12, I'm almost like always skeptical to take these because I'm like, damn, that is just so many runs. And Ben was on here earlier talking about this play, and he mentioned that he was very close to taking Dodgers minus 1.5. And I was also very close to that because Chase Anderson, has been blown up this year. 5.79 ERA, 5.67 expected ERA. They're playing in cores the Dodgers should be raking, but this Dodgers offense actually has been kind of cool as of late. I don't think that's going to matter in this one. But I also wanted to back Emmett Sheehan. But the more I dove into Emmett Sheehan, I was like, his first 2 starts were both in Dodger Stadium. He's a fly ball pitcher. And so I went and watched video. And he's pretty dang nasty, but he gives up a lot of fly balls. And in those first 2 games against the Giants and the Astros, he had at least 6 or 7 fly balls that died at the warning track. They were like 370 feet. And that's just not going to happen in Coors Field, where those warning track fly balls are just going to die. They're going to keep going. And so he hasn't been getting strikeouts at the big league level so far. He struck out like 14 per 9 in the minor leagues, but he hasn't been able to translate that to the major league level yet. So I think that both teams put up a ton of runs here, and I wouldn't count out the Rockies really getting to Sheehan in this one.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I know we've seen a lot of line movement. Like Ben, I think, bet this last night. I think you bet it, a couple hours ago, and Ben got it at minus 135 towards the over 12, and now you're at minus 105. I'm rooting for you. I with Coors, the line has moved down in both games so far, and the over is 1-1. So it's kind of like shit happens at Coors that you can't control.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't even know where he was finding that minus 135. I wasn't looking at lines last night, so I can't even comment on it. But just when I'm looking at,
it must have been a 12.5, and he grabbed an alt.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, moving down a half run, like, the Dodgers offense, again, has been pretty cold. And it's easy to look at Sheehan and be like, oh my God, top prospect. He has a 1.5 ERA, a 2.8 xERA. And it's like, I don't know, man. He has a 25% ground ball rate through those 2 starts, and he's been getting hit hard. Yes, he does get a lot of like weak, or like not weak, but like hard pop flies that are at 50-degree launch angles that just don't even have a prayer. And I think he is a really good pitcher, but it's dangerous going into Coors for your first time as a fly ball pitcher. So I think I like this play more than the Red Sox under, but playing them both even because I can't predict the future that much.
2 plays, 2 winners.
2 plays, 2 winners. Let's hope.
Appreciate you, my friend.
I'm way down on that leaderboard, so if you want to fade these, you might as well.
You want to flash the leaderboard for the people? Show people. So this is the current leaderboard. There's Colby down there. He's down some units. No, but this is the real leaderboard. It's the Colby and Crab show, right? A combined down 41 units.
If we can't get back above Callie Wager, who has not come on this show in a month and a half, then like I don't even know if I should be allowed to gamble on baseball anymore.
You got to do. It's got to be all facial hair. I think you got to shave the beard completely and just go out something gross.
Oh, dance like a monkey. But yep, 2 plays, 2 winners, Pete. Let's get after it.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, brother. Adios.
Peace.
We just had they want to see the bullpen usage for Philly.
We just had Ollie 1 unit. I think he's going to come back in queue in a sec. Yeah, let's show them the bullpen usage. Who we looking at? Who do they want to know? Philly's bullpen usage. Yeah. We sharing the screen properly right now? Yeah, perfect. So as you guys can see, lot of use for the top guys, whether that be Strom or Alvarado. They both threw over 23 pitches yesterday. Soto and Kimbrel both threw in game 1. Right? So the guys that they should go to are like Jeff Hoffman and Dylan Covey, who are D-backs about to come back. Are you kidding? You're lying to me. Oh, no. What did we get a hit? Okay. Is that that was a homer by Gurriel. Can they come back? Can you imagine? We got 1 bang, 5 to go. 5 to go. Just tie it up. But yeah, this is the Phillies bullpen usage. Not ideal for them. Obviously, they should have guys available, but they're not going to be well rested. And I think that's the point. 3 more runs? No, we need 5 more runs. Oh, you're probably on the over. Yeah, do I have a system play with any cappers? You know what's funny? It's a good question. I don't like to tail anybody, and it's no disrespect to anybody. I just remember when I first started betting, I would always do the classic, like, oh, your boy's got a pick, and you just bet it. And I've just gotten hosed so many times. And sometimes I take people's plays, like, for example, Javon and I will talk about prize picks entries or stuff like that. But in terms of game picks, I just got to roll with what I want to do. And I always feel that, and again, no disrespect, there are people better than me in the industry, clearly, way better. But, and there are people on the stream who are killers, great bettors. It's the reason they're here. But I just can't. It's like if I take a play that someone else gave me and it loses, I'm way more mad than when I lose on my own play, if that makes sense. So Paven, we're getting out? Why are we getting out?
Ollie can't make it anymore.
Ollie, I guess, can't make it anymore. Who do you fade, Peter? We know you're sneak well and fades. No, I'm not fading anybody either. Yeah, these are Ollie's plays. So he's on Milwaukee versus the Mets under 8.5. Let's see what kind of line movement Ollie got. Let's see if anything happened. Milwaukee, New York under 8.5. Why is that game not on BetMGM? Oh yeah, 8.5 minus 115. Is it still minus 115? Okay, so it hasn't moved, but yeah, it's got Scherzer versus who's pitching for the Brewers? Adrian Hauser. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's showing value on Ballpark Pal too. No out. Okay, Gabriel Moreno. Just don't count out the snakes. Don't count out the snakes. Mound visit. Alec Thomas is up. Shit. We need a ground ball through the hole. IKF went yard today, so I'm content for the day. Was it always the Yankees? Yankees winning 10-3. I said on Twitter, Domingo Herman, perfect game. David Cohn, perfect game. David Wells, perfect game. Don Larson, perfect game. Every single year the Yankees have thrown a perfect game, they've won the World Series. Do you know that, Cohn? Tell me how much you hate that on video.
That's like the most 27 stat I've ever heard in my life. 27.
Remember those World Series we won in 1927?
Yeah, like fuck that stat so much. But sick though. You guys are winning it.
We're winning the World Series. Congrats to the Yanks. Ollie's got another play, right? Or is that one play, one winner? Are we done now? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, short stream. I know nobody came. Actually, well, I appreciate all you guys listening. But obviously our numbers were cut in half. Nobody's Nobody's in it. Shit happens. I lose 2 picks in the early games. People don't really give a shit about my opinion. That's fair enough. I would understand. But the Cubs are winning. W-Stream, W-U, Larry. Thank you guys again for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. We got plenty of games. We're just going to keep trying to win. Some half-unit plays that I, again, didn't love the board. Just a couple spots that I liked. Didn't end up going my way, but, shit happens. Do we want to raid anybody? I see Ref That Bets is streaming. Did Alec Thomas just ground into a double play? I mean, Alec Thomas should be in the minor leagues. Let's be real. Let's be real with each other. Yeah, should we send you to Ref That Bets? Quality over quantity. Couldn't agree with you more. Do you guys want to be sent to Ref That Bets, or are you down to get out of here? Well, just raid him. Anyone who wants to can go in. So we'll raid Ref That Bets. Producer Cone, can you drop the Pikkit link again? Guys, remember, download Pikkit. Just do it, right? Helps out our stream, helps you become a better sports bettor. It's free. And then when you sync your sports book using code Peter, you get entered into a raffle. You can win anywhere from $3 to $100. So it's a free app, makes you a better sports bettor, and you can win money for free. Let's raid Rough That Bets. All right. Appreciate you guys all again for listening, and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's get a Cubs win. We have to remember, it's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.